And good morning, everybody. Don't mind the dead plant in the back. Today's a good day because today is iPhone day. Ooh. Okay, I just received my brand new iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let's open it up and see what it's about. Welcome to the Jeff Demise channel. My name is Jeff Demise. I am your host. Today, we are unboxing the brand new iPhone 13. iPhone 13 Pro Max, to be exact. Let's get to it. Let's see here. I got a nice little package here. It looks like an Amazon book, really, but I'm not going to complain about that. I actually might not even need the box cutter the way this is set up here. Ooh. Let's get rid of this thing. This is actually a really good looking box. I'm actually used to getting the white boxes for most of my iPhones. And then this is the first time I've ordered an iPhone Pro Max. So it should be interesting. I've had the iPhone XS for quite some time now, but I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm actually using it to film in this camera over here, but let's see how well this thing does. So we're gonna do a quick unboxing. The box is really well presented. So I'm gonna break the seal here. This is such a satisfying feeling. Ooh. There's two seals, one on the top, one on the bottom. Let's move this out the way. You know, I don't want to cut myself here. Let me move this thing here. Gets a little dangerous. Okay, so unveiling the new iPhone 13 Pro Max. One thing that I notice when I open up this box, which is very, very glaring comparing to every iPhone I've ever owned, is how thick and pronounced the cameras are in terms of how much they stick out past the frame or past the case of the frame. It doesn't bother me too much, but it is very glaring and it might be concerning when I fit them into skinny jeans. I'm just saying. Sometimes my jeans are a little slim. Oh well. Let's see here. So the next thing you'll notice, this is an appealing feeling. Let me tell you right now. Okay, just taking this off. It's kind of like you got a brand new car and you're taking all the little warning stickers off. I almost want to put it back and do it again. We're gonna save this for later. So, which most people would already know, iPhones don't come with the charging block anymore. They only come with the wires, which is kind of annoying. And I've actually bought quite a bit of extra accessories to make up for this. A little bit extra cost, but I'm already spending over $1,000 on a phone, so whatever, right? So I ordered I don't even remember what color this is. This is like the space gray or something like that. This has always been my favorite type of color. I know that the iPhone Pro Max or the iPhone Pro 13 comes in multiple colors, including the white, I think the silver, or is it the gold, and then the blue, right? Not the silver. This is the space gray. There's the blue, the gold, and there's definitely the white. This is my favorite. I'm going to stick with this color because this is definitely a more stealthier, a more, I guess, professional looking camera setup for me, as well as a phone setup, but I'm going to be putting a case on it anyway, so I'm not going to complain about that. It is very shiny. I'm going to say that right now because especially with the bezels around the perimeter, it's also very reminiscent, I think, the iPhone 5, if you guys can remember that. So whenever they came out with the iPhone 12, I always said to myself, like, they just kind of refreshed an iPhone 5 and kind of made it better. So it's not really a brand new design in my opinion, but it's still a good looking phone. I'm not going to complain about that. So let's see what we have here. Uh, it comes with this little pin that allows you to kind of open up the SIM card placement, but I don't need to remove that because I think each phone has a digital SIM. And this is another thing I'm concerned about. As I'm slamming this phone down on the table, because the cameras stick out so much, I'm concerned about how often I'm going to be scratching the lenses. But, you know, I kind of have to read a little bit more into, you know, the quality of the glass to see how scratch resistant it is. Because realistically, I shouldn't be dealing with that many scratches. But I mean, look at how much it sticks out. Like, that's crazy to me. If you look on the edges, it's really blatant how this thing sticks out. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Now, of course, the news for all the iPhone chargers, which has been the case for quite some time now, is you don't get the typical USB anymore. You get the USB-C to Lightning cable, which is actually a good thing. I have Apple products already. I have an iPad, I have a few iPhones, and I also have a MacBook Pro, the latest one with the M1 chip. I'll be doing a review on that soon. But now that they have a USB-C, it's actually a lot better for me because in my MacBook Pro, there's only USB ports on the perimeter. And the most annoying thing is always having to put the adapter so I can use a regular USB port. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I can just keep this in my bag, not have to bring out the adapter, and then I'm good to go. So I'm not going to complain about that. So this is a good thing, definitely. But I am still going to use my old USB to Lightning cables because let's face it, why buy a bunch? I bought a bunch. I'm going to probably return them because I don't think it's necessary to kind of switch up to USB-C just yet. But I will be comparing what the charging speed is between regular USB and USB-C to determine if that is a benefit at all. So let's start up this iPhone to kind of get an idea of what it's like to operate. We'll do a quick little setup. Yep. It's charging up. Not going to complain about that. So let it start up. Hello, iPhone. So now we're going to do a quick little setup. Quick setup. Quick start. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near this iPhone to sign in and set up. So if I bring it near my other iPhone, I'm not sure what that does. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near this. I'm going to go get my iPad because this is not working. Let's try this one more time. Okay. So now I have my old iPad Pro, which is the 9.7. This is several years old, but I still love it. It hasn't really failed me yet. I've been thinking about replacing it into the latest ones, but because I already have a MacBook Pro, it might not be necessary. So let's see what this does. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near this iPhone. I'm doing that. Nothing's happening. That's weird. If your iPhone, oh, wait, there it is. See that? Okay. So I'm going to try this one more time. Click continue. Wait, it went away. That's not good. I messed that up. Okay. It's prompting me again. That's good. I'll hit continue. So now it's asking me to hover over, wait, I'm losing it. Over the phone. Okay. So now it's telling me I can finish the setup, enter my iPad's passcode. Let's see if we can. It says may take a few minutes to activate your phone. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. Wait for it. This is the part where you kind of like fast forward to where the thing that's supposed to happen actually happens. All right. Now it's asking to set up Face ID. Let's see if I can continue this. Get started. Okay. Move your head slowly to complete. Okay. Face ID is complete. Move head slowly in a circle. All right. Face ID is complete. Now, there's quite a bit of terms and conditions on the iPhone, right? As you can see. All right. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. I don't know anybody that actually reads the terms and conditions, to be honest with you. I know I don't. I just kind of say, hey, Apple, whatever you want to do, I'm down. So let's see here. Setting up your Apple ID. See, this is actually a much easier setup than I'm used to seeing on older iPhones. Now, I've been rocking with iPhone since iPhone 3GS. That was my first iPhone. And the setup that we used to have to deal with, you used to have to plug it into a laptop, download iTunes, back up all your contacts somewhere into a hard drive or manually type in numbers. It was a nightmare. Okay. This is a completely different scenario, which I'm very, very happy about, but I'm still going through the process. So let's see, make this your new phone. Okay. Continuing with everything. Setting up my credit cards on there. I know everybody wants to see my credit cards, but no. We're just going to kind of navigate through some of what the iPhone has to offer just briefly. I'll go through an in-depth review on a later video. So please make sure you click the subscription link below to make sure you're up to date on my next videos. All right. Adding my Apple Card. Adding. Let me get rid of this iPad. I no longer need you. Okay. Apple Card added. Setting up Apple Cash. That's the thing. Apple is like an ecosystem of all kinds of products. And sometimes you forget how intrusive they are into your life. They have recognition of my face as well as my money. Okay. As well as other devices that I happen to use and accounts. So it's a little worrisome at times mentally, but it's all good. Okay. Now it's asking me to share audio recordings for Siri to help improve, I guess, Siri. Right now it's restoring the iPhone from iCloud. Not sure how long this is necessarily going to take. If this takes a significant amount of time, I might have to fast forward this, but it looks like it's moving. So we're going to let this fast forward a little bit. Not sure where the command center is here. Wanted to brighten up the screen, but it's not exactly letting me do that right now. So I'm going to let this continue and we'll circle back when it's restored from iCloud. a drink. What do we got here? What? That's a little odd. What it's saying is cannot restore backup. The server is currently unavailable. Try again later. See, I'm going to project that there's millions of people with their new iPhones right now doing the very same thing I'm doing, and they're clogging up the bandwidth. Okay? I'm not mad about it. We can do this later, certainly. So I'll just click continue. If it lets me. This is turning into it's asking to restore from iCloud again. I've already determined that this is not going to work. But you know what? I'll try it again. Come on. Apparently I have all day. Apparently I have all day. I don't even have a watch on my wrist, but I already know it's taking too long. Welcome back. All right. I think I'm going to give up on this this whole restoration to iCloud or from iCloud per se, because it's just not letting me do it. It's giving me the same error message. Again, I think everybody at the same time is trying to do the same thing. So I'm going to skip this part and I'm just going to go customize settings if it lets me. And that's another thing. When you don't have a case on this, this thing jiggles on the table because of the cameras that I mentioned to you before. So it's not sitting flat, which is no big deal. Once I get a case on it, it won't be a big deal. So if I click customize settings, keep your iPhone up to date, continue, enable location services, use Siri, press and hold the side button to talk to Siri anytime. Click continue, screen time, continue, iPhone analytics. Basically, iPhone's asking if you can help them improve their processes and systems by feeding them data from your phone. Again, Apple already has all my information. What's the point? Share with Apple, share with app developers. That's okay, whatever. I've never selected dark screen setup. I've always been the light screen setup kind of guy. So I'm going to stick with that. So now digital zoom. I'm not sure what this means. Choose how you would like to view iPhone. Zoom shows large text and controls. Yeah, I don't need the large text and controls. I've seen other people have that on their phones, and it just looks bizarre to me. It just looks like it's made for like, people who have trouble seeing maybe. I don't need that. Click continue. Welcome to iPhone. I think we're set up. Swipe up to get started. Notification center. Let's brighten this thing up so you guys can see more of it. All right. So here's the thing, right? When you get a brand new iPhone that is another generation to a previous iPhone, the experience on the new iPhone is not going to be that different. Let me explain. So for those who don't know, but many of you know because Apple products are all over the world, when you get a brand new iPhone, the old iPhones tend to get the same software updates as your new iPhone. So if your old iPhone already has the latest updates, you might not necessarily feel like you're getting a brand new product, especially when it comes to the user interface. So you're still going to get the same type of icons, the same type of usability, as well as some of the functions. What you'll get that's different is potentially hardware related functions. such as cameras, maybe audio settings, as well as screen resolution and so on and so forth. So I'm not immediately blown away by the experience because once you've had an iPhone, you've pretty much had them all. And with the iPhone 13, especially iPhone 13 Pro Max, it's hard for me to gauge how much of a better experience it is from the 12. I don't own the 12, but I did own the iPhone XS. Well, I still do. I'm kind of recording on it now. And I can already tell the difference in the clarity on the screen, but that's from several generations ago. If you're coming from an 11 or 12, I'm not sure if you're going to be that blown away, to be honest, but I will have to use it a little bit more to kind of get a feel for it. Let's go through the camera just to see a little bit of how well this camera actually plays. I'm going to take a couple of pictures. Now, full disclaimer here. My current phone, the zoom is broken. So just having a phone with a zoom or a digital zoom that works is already a plus for me. And that's the thing. When I upgrade phones, I don't upgrade every single generation. I wait till I'm several generations behind because it's not really worth the money for upgrading every single generation. But right now, the fact that I have a working camera, that's good. Just so everybody can see what I'm dealing with. So you'll see the USB-C. I like the way that they have the speaker set up. The speakers are usually one on the bottom with a microphone on the bottom to the other side of it. And if you rotate your phone sideways, right, you'll get stereo sound coming from the main speaker that you put up to your ear and the speaker that's on the bottom of the phone. So that's usually a good sound experience, especially if you're watching videos. So I'm not going to complain about that at all. So, yeah, this is a very good looking phone. Oh, I did buy a case for it because I knew this camera bump is going to be extremely thick. So I wanted to immediately get a case, especially I didn't really want to mess up the surface of the camera as well as the phone housing. So let's unbox the case, which also has the MagSafe technology attached to it. So let's do that now. All right, let's see here. We do not need this box. Let's slide this off. Oh, I like the tactile feel of this. It feels like silicone-ish, like a rubbery silicone. I like that. It definitely will give me confidence in holding the phone because the last thing I need is for it to slip out of my hand. But I might need something more robust than this because this seems a little flimsy, but we'll see what it feels like when it's on the phone. So we're going to slide this in. This feels actually really good to the touch. What happens now is because you're protecting the phone with the case, you'll have like a little bit of an edge, a raised edge on the perimeter, okay? And when you have a raised edge on the perimeter, your ability to slide from left to right is kind of interrupted a little bit because you'll feel that groove, but it's definitely not that intrusive, but it is something to take into consideration when you have your cases. I mean, camera phones or phones in general, they often struggle with having less screen borders while allowing you to put a case on them. So it's just kind of like a give and take. But this is not a bad way to have it set up. But you know what? This case by itself also has a camera bump. The case itself, right? If you can kind of see, the case itself has like a little bit of a camera bump into it. So that way, when you're putting the phone case down, it's also not stable, but it's more stable than without a case. So I'm not going to complain about that. So overall, it's a good looking phone. It's bigger than what I'm used to. It's bigger than the phones that I'm used to carrying, but I wanted a big phone because I tend to do a lot of work on my phone than usual, and having a larger screen space is definitely something I am looking forward to. So I'm going to explore this phone a little bit more later, and I'll share that with you guys. So thank you for joining the unboxing of the iPhone Pro 13 Max, or iPhone 13 Pro Max. Doesn't matter. Until next time, my name is Jeff Demise, signing out.